The following is produced by 5 Star Productions USA, which is solely responsible for its editorial content and is sponsored in part by a grant from Paul Mitchell Salon Hair Care.
Our landfills are overflowing. 80% of our trash winds up in these sites. Within 15 years, 80% of today's landfills will be closed. There's no longer an away where we can throw things. Recycling efforts and waste management methods must dramatically improve, or our future could end up in the dumpster. Hi, I'm Ed Begley Jr., and this is Today's Environment, where we examine what's going on today to preserve our planet for tomorrow. We all rely on oil to keep our lives running smoothly. It's the lifeblood that moves us, warms us, and cools us. But you probably never thought about the gallons of oil used daily just to manufacture products like your refrigerator. Where does it all wind up? We'll show you one creative outlet.
All across America, the ghosts of waste haunt us as they taint our drinking water, prey upon our wildlife, and lurk in our playgrounds. Chemicals found in waste oils have taken their toll on the earth, as we've seen time after time. Leaking storage tanks seep into the soil, contaminating drinking water. Waste dump sites seethe like a witch's brew in toxic Superfund projects from east to west. Meanwhile, communities continue to challenge new dumps proposed for their backyards. We've clearly become a consumptive society with a throwaway mentality. That's why the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency emphasizes recycling as one of the best available technologies for minimizing waste. And it's happening in the manufacturing industry, one of the primary producers of waste byproducts. The largest manufacturer of metalworking fluids in North America recycles used oils for hundreds of its customers. Castrol Industrial makes environmental compliance easier thanks to a partnership with Opcon, the developer of the most advanced mobile oil reprocessing technology. Together, these companies breathe new life into waste oils. Here's how it works. Manufacturers, such as Saturn, use industrial lubricants to keep equipment such as this hydraulic press operating smoothly. Manufacturers also use cutting and grinding oils to lubricate and reduce heat when cutting metals for products like automobiles, airplanes, appliances, and even nuts and bolts. After much use, these oils become contaminated and require disposal. Traditional disposal methods, such as contract hauling and burning, tend to be very expensive and harmful to the environment. However, the mobile reprocessing trailer can reprocess contaminated waste oils and turn them into high-quality reusable products. All of this happens at the customer's facility, saving customers the cost of purchasing replacement product and hauling waste oils away. Plus, it alleviates the liabilities and dangers associated with transporting waste oils off-site. Not only that, but the waste doesn't wind up in some overstressed dump site. Each trailer can recycle up to 1 million gallons of oil per year. Within the next 5 years, this program projects to recycle nearly 20 million gallons. Imagine this 50-foot trailer as a miniature version of an oil refinery on wheels. It's an intricate network of filtration, distillation, dehydration, computer analysis, and laboratory equipment, and it can churn out thousands of gallons of recycled industrial oils per day. While Castrol and Opcon are making a difference on the industrial end, small steps are just as important. What you do on an individual level can impact what decisions are made on a broader scale. So call your local government and find out how to get rid of wastes around your home. Waste not, want not. It's a recycled concept, but it works.
You could heat 250,000 homes a day with the energy used to produce your daily delivery of junk mail. The thought leaves me cold. Get involved with Today's Environment today.
This area is not entirely unlike Walden Pond, where author Henry David Thoreau became one with nature in 1851. He wrote, "The earth I tread on is not a dead inert mass. It is a body, has a spirit, is organic and fluid." And so it is with us. You'll see that even the management of human waste can be a natural process.
Most of us don't feel comfortable discussing human waste, let alone the idea of recycling it. Yet in the early days of man, forest floors acted as natural, healthy composting grounds. Humans took from the earth and recycled nutrients back into the soil. Today, however, human waste happens to be the #1 source of pollution and disease throughout the world. It contaminates drinking water supplies and destroys our lakes, rivers, and oceans. Out of sight shouldn't necessarily mean out of mind, as the Romans and Greeks thought when they decided to place human waste underground. Today's hidden and supposedly clean conventional systems wreak havoc on the natural environment. About 1/4 of American homes use on-site septic systems. Even properly functioning systems are designed to leach, contaminating waterways and groundwater. Municipal sewage treatment systems tend to operate over capacity. Ironically, the better the wastewater treatment, the larger the sludge problem. Billions of dollars pay for moving the remaining toxic sludge from one locale to another. That's why Swedish artist and teacher Rickard Lindström searched for alternatives. In 1939, he designed a simple solution, the composting toilet. Now it's serving people worldwide throughout Clevis Multrum Incorporated, an international leader in on-site composting technology.
This is a toilet that's connected to a self-contained composting system in the basement. It uses no water, it uses no electricity except for a small fan, and it uses no chemicals because naturally existing bacteria do the work of converting what we call wastes into fertilizer.
Instead of flushing, the user adds about a cup of carbon-rich material such as coarse sawdust to support the bacteria which break down the wastes. The process is aerobic. That is, it uses oxygen and produces no methane or foul-smelling odors. Up to 95% of the solid material is converted into water vapor and carbon dioxide, which is drawn by a fan up the ventilation system. The 5% which remains is a rich soil-like material which we call humus or compost. It's odorless and safe to use as a fertilizer.
What entered as urine is transformed during its path along the bottom layers of compost to become a high-nitrogen liquid fertilizer. I use it to fertilize nitrogen-loving plants such as corn and grass.
A major benefit of keeping toilet and kitchen waste out of water is that the remaining wastewater, called gray water, can be readily used for irrigation. Because it requires neither central sewers, hookups, nor on-site septic systems, the Clevis Multrum composting system is also very convenient in remote national parks, highway rest stations, and military bases. By preventing rather than curing water pollution, we protect our precious resources, soil and water, and create recyclable products to enrich the earth and ourselves. In a moment, on today's environment, carpeting, air quality, and your well-being, plus the shipping industry strives for accident prevention. Next.
We like to think our homes shelter us from pollution outdoors. The truth is, many chemicals collect right under your own roof. We'll show you how the carpet and rug industry is working to reduce indoor pollution so all of us can breathe easier.
Most of us spend almost 90% of our time indoors. Whether we're at home or work, we're typically surrounded by wall coverings, chairs, paints, and cleaning agents, all of which emit chemicals. It's hard to imagine that even floor coverings could be a source of emissions. Recent news reports have raised questions about those emissions. Because carpet is so common in households and buildings, questions have been raised about it. While this issue certainly shouldn't be swept under the rug, carpet happens to be one of the lowest emitting products in a home. Its emission levels tend to be about 200 times less than many household products such as paints, varnishes, and wall coverings. When new carpet is installed, these emissions drop sharply within the first 72 hours and are usually undetectable in a week or less. If you've ever walked into a room just after new carpet has been installed, you know it has a distinctive odor, but the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency says that doesn't necessarily indicate a problem. The odor stems from a chemical commonly known as 4-PC. It's a byproduct of the binding latex used to hold the fiber and the backings together. Consumers may worry about formaldehyde too, but that was eliminated from carpet manufacturing over 10 years ago. Some people have alleged they experienced allergy or flu-like symptoms after being exposed to new carpet. but that's often attributed to inadequate air circulation and maintenance in a building and other sources, because both the EPA and the Consumer Product Safety Commission say research has not confirmed any link. Nonetheless, industry supports and is underwriting additional research as it tries to further reduce emissions. The Carpet and Rug Institute, located in Dalton, Georgia, represents 95% of the carpet manufactured in the U.S. This national trade organization has teamed up with Representative Mike Sinar, who chairs the U.S. House Government Operations Subcommittee on Environment, Energy, and Natural Resources, as well as Subcommittee member Representative Bernard Sanders. They have joined with the EPA, consumer groups, and other policymakers to build a consensus on indoor air quality. As a part of this effort, industry kicked off a consumer information program in January of 1994. Retailers in the industry were sent an information kit to increase consumer awareness. Be sure to look for the information label and the green logo on carpet samples. That tells you a representative sample of the carpet has been tested by an independent lab for volatile organic chemicals and meets the criteria for low emissions. You can take precautions in reducing exposure too. When you purchase carpet, ask for the owner's manual with tips on installation, care, and maintenance. New low-emitting adhesives and cushions are available that can greatly reduce emissions. Ask your installer to consider these. And remember, carpet can improve your house, and you can ensure that it doesn't affect your environment.
You alone can wipe out 10 pounds of carbon dioxide emissions every year for the rest of your life and beyond with one simple act: plant a tree. Get involved with today's environment today.
For centuries, man has been enthralled with travel out in the deep seas. But rough conditions can make for tough sailing and environmental catastrophe. Let's see how the shipping industry is trying to smooth the waters.
Life at sea is unpredictable. Mariners often battle ferocious winds, unwieldy waves, blazing suns, blustery winters, and just plain fatigue. Even well-built tankers run into their share of problems.
Energy experts project that oil imports will increase by at least 50% by the end of the decade. Now, most of that will be transported by tankers. This fact may result in more traffic congestion, close calls, and potential accidents.
Since the 1989 Exxon Valdez oil spill in Alaska, however, tanker accidents have dramatically decreased in U.S. waters, according to both the National Research Council in Washington and the Oil Spill Intelligence Report in Arlington, Massachusetts. Just like anything else, ships age, and that impacts safety and durability. Plus, in recent years, some modern tankers have been built to be less robust than their predecessors. The improvement of structural safety is the reason for a new program that's been created by the not-for-profit Ship Classification Society, ABS, the American Bureau of Shipping, in late 1993. It promises to revolutionize the way new tankers and other types of ships are designed and to improve upon the inspection, maintenance, and repair of existing vessels. With the aid of advanced technology, the Safe Hull program represents a major research and development effort by ABS, an investment of more than $4 million so far. Using an engineering principles approach, a computer software program can be used to simulate the complex, real-life experience of a ship at sea. That's a major step forward for marine safety. It allows designers, builders, owners, and operators of ships to determine realistic dynamic loads acting on a tanker, analyze the effects of those loads, and then apply specific criteria to judge the fitness of a design. This enables the structural steel in the hull to be used more efficiently. Safe Hull software takes designers through the entire design process and actually allows the designers to work through various configurations of a ship's hull on the computer screen using different sizes and thicknesses of plates and structural members. And it assesses the ship's ability to resist the failure modes of yielding, buckling, and fatigue. The software also considers effects of complex factors such as sloshing of oil. Now designers can easily and thoroughly evaluate design alternatives that will be safer and more durable. It provides an accurate basis of what will be structurally sound, leading to a significant reduction of structural failures. Safe Hull benefits existing vessels too. One application can be used to identify the critical areas of an existing ship structure. Then the most appropriate inspection schedule can be developed to monitor those areas and assess the effectiveness of proposed repairs. The result is a better performing hull structure. That translates into reduced risk and the improved safety of ships.
The shipping industry can't control the weather, but at least now it can weather rough seas with more control.
Next, on Today's Environment, good clean drinking water through advanced regeneration technology and important information about your lawn.
Would you brush your teeth with this water? How about drinking it or cooking with it? Every day, millions of people worldwide use contaminated water because they don't have a choice. But something is being done to counter that. Let's take a look at those efforts.
Nearly 1.2 billion people worldwide lack daily access to safe drinking water. Every day, as many as 30,000 children and adults die from diseases like dysentery, cholera, and typhoid, all linked to contaminated water. It has become the world's #1 health issue. Natural underground water sources are being pumped dry for irrigation or being polluted by careless chemical handling, storage, and dumping. Numerous rivers are dead because of human, industrial, and agricultural waste. Even in the United States, many waterways have been tainted, forcing treatment plants to use more chlorine and other chemicals. Americans now question the quality of their own tap water. According to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, long exposure to the byproducts of chlorine and other chemicals can cause cancer as well as liver and kidney damage. Recently proposed EPA rules call on utilities either to change chemicals used for disinfection or to filter out the natural organic matter that can react with these disinfectants. To achieve good water quality, typical purification systems have relied on limited filtration combined with the addition of chemicals. Many of these added substances can create carcinogens. But a new water treatment device, known as a regenerable biocide delivery unit, purifies water of pathogenic microbial life without leaving chemicals in the product water. The water regularly meets or exceeds recommendations of the EPA and primary standards of the World Health Organization. This Diamond Rain advanced water purification system can be supplied anywhere, even in space. The technology, originally developed for the Space Shuttle program, has now been advanced through regeneration technology for long-term space missions. In fact, the system won recognition from NASA through the Commercial Invention of the Year Award in 1994. The process is quite simple. Water from a river, lake, reservoir, or town water system passes through a filtration stage to capture suspended particles such as sand and algae. Then it's filtered to absorb organic molecules such as pesticides and herbicides. After that, a microbial destruction unit destroys all disease-causing microorganisms. The outcome? Good, clean drinking water. Designed to operate with low maintenance, this system is ideal for rugged conditions in developing nations and rural communities. Units are easily transportable with no water rejection during processing. They also eliminate the need for electricity and the dangers associated with chlorine use. The manufacturer, Vector Environmental Technologies Incorporated, is working to provide safe drinking water in developing countries such as South Africa, Dubai, India, and Ghana. Vietnam has already requested over 10,000 units over the next few years. No population can thrive without clean water, yet this precious resource is dwindling. But with technology in hand, we can begin to filter out the impurities of man-made pollution and create a healthier global environment.
It's hard to imagine a world without grass. Think about how many times each one of us mows our lawn, only to turn around and mow it again. Why not make good use of those nutrients and give them back to the earth? We'll show you how.
Our nation's lawns cover more than 25 million acres, but most of us take our grass for granted. Yet it keeps us linked to our natural environment in ways we don't typically recognize. A healthy lawn produces oxygen and helps to clean the air by absorbing pollutants such as dust and soot. Thick grass helps to prevent soil erosion as it traps and holds rainfall better than most surfaces. This enhances the potential for groundwater recharge while reducing sediment in our lakes and rivers. Plus, healthy grass provides feeding ground for birds, offering a menu of insects and worms. And did you know that leaving grass clippings on your lawn actually improves it?
In the 1960s, people thought clippings ruined a lawn by adding to thatch. Now, thatch is a layer of dead plant material that lies between the grass blades and soil. It was believed that clippings added to the growth of thatch, preventing water and nutrients from reaching the grass roots and soil. But that's not true.
Clippings are made up of 85% water, so they decompose fast, returning 20% of their nitrogen content to the lawn. Still, lawn debris accounts for nearly 20% of all waste in landfills. About half of that happens to be valuable grass clippings. That's why the Professional Lawn Care Association of America coined the word grass cycling, creating a national program to assist municipalities. A 20-page action guide offers hands-on strategies to encourage community participation. Cities such as Atlanta, Los Angeles, Pasadena, and Salt Lake City are already on board. You can help too. Simply remove the grass-catching bag from your mower and leave grass clippings right on your lawn. Many manufacturers have attachments or designs that improve a mower's grass cycling performance. Now say goodbye to raking and bagging, and you won't need to buy countless lawn bags. It's a bargain for both you and the environment. If you're worried about spreading lawn diseases, don't be, because disease spores are present whether clippings are removed or returned. Watering, fertilization, and sharpness of the mower blade have a much greater influence on disease. But remember, it's important to mow regularly and at the proper height, typically between 2.5 and 3.5 inches. If the grass grows too long between mowings, excessive clippings could cause damage. And mow often enough so you never remove more than 1/3 of the lawn height each cut. Keep the mower blade sharp and cut only when the grass is dry. And did you know that it's best to water in the early morning because water evaporates during the heat of the day, and watering in the evening encourages disease, but only water when your lawn really needs it. So contact your local agricultural expert or Professional Lawn Care Association of America member and community leaders about grass cycling, because environmental responsibility really does begin in our own backyard.
Is this trip necessary? That's a good question to ask before you drive anywhere. The automobile consumes energy and belches harmful emissions. The air conditioner can release CFCs, and every mile brings the nearly 1,500 pounds of precious raw materials that much closer to the scrapyard. Maybe you could walk or combine several trips to reduce your total mileage. Everything helps. I hope this show charged you with new energy for helping our Earth heal. Join us next time as we explore more environmental solutions on Today's Environment.
If you know of any interesting environmental success stories, call us at 407-997-9800. The preceding program was sponsored in part by a grant from Paul Mitchell Salon Hair Care. This has been a presentation of 5 Star Productions USA.